You guys brought up a really great opportunity to discuss about, other than the process, the experience questions are really what you guys get the most. Like, what's it going to be like? What am I going to expect? So, what are the common hurdles that you guys know that Canadians crossing into the US are going to experience in this process? And then what's kind of the advice and the reassurances that you guys typically tend to give to therapists when they're going through this process that will only be reinforced with partnerships like Aspire Abroad?
First hurdle and the first thing that everyone always freaks out about naturally is the exam, but I'm sure that is the same in the States and in Canada.
Nobody
But
likes tests.
yeah,
Yeah.
and on our side of things, they're more so, okay, I'm taking the Canadian exam. I also want to take the American exam. What is the difference between the two? And we've talked about this a lot. I would say take the Canadian one first, get it out of your brain because your program trains you to write it, and it's very different than the American one. So for any of those that are thinking of taking the American exam, it's very medically based. There's a ton of really great resources online, though. I advise people not to join the Facebook groups because that's when they panic and when they're seeing everyone else freak out about not passing the exam. The therapists that really dial in and just focus on their own resources and their own study plan, those are the ones that we see pass the exam within like 1 to 3 months.
Yeah. And then the next step after that is the TN visa process. And a lot of people don't know all the steps and all the documentation that are needed. And this is where our partnership with Ardor is going to help so much of having Canadian travelers be actually able to work in the US because it's going to be such a smooth process versus when Kristina and I became travelers because we had to know from our part to make sure that the company that we were working with also did their part well.
Say when Karen and I were off on our own, we're just kind of blindly hoping that the credentialing department, if whoever we're working with, knows what the TN visa is. And if they don't, we're blindly trying to educate them. And if it's our first one, it's the blind leading the blind at that point. So a huge component of working with Ardor is that we trust that you guys are active in the TN visa process and knowing what the candidates need and just repeating that over and over to ensure that it's a literally smooth run across the border when they do that. And it's like, you don't know what you don't know. So a lot of the times the candidates like the OTs, they wouldn't know what to ask for. We didn't know what to ask for. We just knew I'm Canadian. Can you get me to the States? And lots of the times we were met with, I don't know, maybe. So
Yeah.
that doesn't feel great. So if
Well,
Ardor existed 10 years ago, 100% I would have taken all my travel assignments with Ardor.
what
Yes.
we did is just we didn't know Canada was the next frontier. If I could turn back time.